guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Dream Giveaway Garage, and we have the ultimate, if you like to wear a bow tie, we have the ultimate Chevy performance comparison. The all-new 2020, first time ever, mid-engine C8 Corvette. This has the Z51 package, 3LT, going up against this bad boy, a 2020 Camaro ZL1 1LE, but not just any ZL1. This is a Lingenfelter prepared Camaro. And what I want to try to do is I want to try to wrap our minds around, should the Corvette really be mid-engine? Is the C8 that type of competitor, or do we want to go the route of the Camaro and have that front engine V8 power? One thing is for certain, naturally aspirated versus supercharged goodness, this is going to be one review for the books. Let's go ahead. We're going to start with the new kid on the block, the 2020 C8 Corvette. First time a Corvette ever appeared was 1953, and now here we are with that mid-engine. Up front, you can see how the styling has been done. They did a great job. I love the headlight housing, blacked out on the interior. You have your daytime running lamp, LED turn signals, and then as you work your way down, massive functional air intakes. Now, I know this may not seem like a fair comparison, taking the Z51 with a naturally aspirated V8, putting it up against that Camaro, but remember, this is the top performance trim currently available for the C8 Corvette. Love the massive opening that's functional. If you've ever wondered, this piece here, this horizontal piece, it looks good. Is it really supposed to be there? Believe it or not, the designers didn't want it there. This is here for pedestrian protection. I guess if you hit somebody crossing the street, this is supposed to help them out a little bit more, but that has me scratching my head. Now, this particular Z51 at Dream Giveaway has the additional Chevrolet performance, that GM performance carbon fiber front splitter. I love the wet weave design. Very, very aggressive. It's going to give us extra downforce, going to help scoop air into these massive open air intakes on the corner and also closer to the center. This one has the performance data recorder, as you can see with your forward-facing camera. And of course, that cross flag design on the Corvette goes all the way back to 1953. Checkered flag, the Chevrolet bow tie, really, to me, has always been America's true sports car. Now, going up onto the front, because remember, engine's in the middle, this is now a storage area. You can see the beautiful, very sharp angle lines, and the designers did a great job taking the C7, the C6, so on and so forth, and blending it into this design. But I really love how sharp the edges are. Really gives it a nice stealth fighter look, but it also shows some of that C7 connection. Now, when we go up onto the front, you can see how the lines go all the way back towards the windscreen, but really a wonderful shape. Now, going from the C8 to the mighty Camaro. Remember, first year of the Camaro was 1967 on the front end of the business of the ZL1 1LE. You can see how we have that style headlight design that kind of has that retro style, tying it back to the early muscle car days with the Camaro SS and the original ZL1. Massive air intakes. Now, this being a 1LE, that's not an additional horsepower performance package, but it gives you track ready performance. So what you're going to have, massive front air intake. These splitters and canards are all part of that package, and this one has been done up by Anderson Composites, full carbon fiber. So normally from the factory, this is not carbon fiber, but here at Dream Giveaway with their ZL1 1LE Lingenfelter prep, this one has full carbon fiber. Look at the massive splitter. You can literally have lunch. I'm actually going to eat my lunch off the front of this splitter. Carbon fiber all throughout the lower portion of the grille, full functioning. Of course, we have that flow tie, and I'm going to have Victor kind of earn his money. If you look behind the flow tie, it says Lingenfelter there. You're looking at over 700 horsepower. The flow tie they found by dremeling out the actual inside, it increases airflow. That was first done on the 2014 Z28 Camaro, but I've always liked the aggressive look of the ZL1, especially this 1LE. You got your ZL1 badge, and like I said, your LED headlights. Going up onto the hood, the ZL1 package, besides some handling goodies, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, you get that nice satin flat black hood, and look at that massive carbon fiber heat extractor. So hot air is going to be dragged out, and then of course the Lingenfelter name striped across the top of the windscreen there. you know that this has performance when you see that name. But let's go ahead. We're gonna take a lap around each of these and compare what they're bringing to the table performance-wise, but definitely off the bat, we still got the V8 up front on this Camaro. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Corvette. All right, guys, time to take a lap around this Z51 equipped Chevrolet Corvette, the C8. As we come around the bend, you're gonna notice wheel and tire setup is gonna be staggered. So you actually have 19 by 8.5 inch wheels up front. So 19 inches in diameter, like the gloss black look. The massive 6-piston Brembo calipers are gonna squeeze down on that rotor. That's about 13.2 inches in diameter, fully ventilated, really has that nice look with the amount of space between the fender and the top of the tire. 245 on the width and a 35 series sidewall. Out back, the wheels are 20 by 11. So this is a 19-inch wheel. Underneath the composite fenders, you're gonna get, of course, that magnetic ride suspension from Chevrolet, performance tuned for the track, gonna give you great handling. We continue down the side, wonderful body lines coming from the fender. You have that smoked black, it's like a ceramic black color, metallic on your mirrors. And one thing to know is that the mirror on the passenger side actually sticks out further than the one on the driver's side. That's because of the large rear fenders. You're gonna get your carbon fiber roof. I love the way they left the carbon fiber showing in the center and brought the red on the edges towards that engine hatch. And then with this being a mid-engine Corvette, we have to bring lots of cooling. So you have that carbon flash metallic around the door into the rear fender area, massive air intake, gonna help bring in cool air. And this one, like we pointed out the front of the business, on the side, you're getting that massive side sill. I love the way it kind of bends up and flows towards the rear. Really gonna help channel that air. And speaking of the rear, let's go ahead and talk about what's happening out here. So like I said, 20-inch by 11. These are those Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. And if you're wondering what's the size on the back, it's a little meatier. It's a 305. So 305, 30 series, help give you a little bit more stick at the back because this is a rear-wheel drive. When we come around the tail end of the business, this is that Chevrolet Performance massive wing. They're actually not making this wing anymore, believe it or not, already. And the car's only been out for a few months, but love the style of the wing. My only zonk is I wish that it had some adjustment to it, but we could kind of come up onto the engine hatch cover. You have your Stingray badge. Remember, the Stingray name came back for 2014, and then we'll give you a little peek right now, but underneath that glass cover is that 6.2 liter V8, 495 horsepower. Love the beautiful wire mesh to kind of bring out the heat. And as we drop down, this is the zonk for me, is just the tail end of the business. The lights, I'm not really loving it. It reminds me like that Camaro. It's like somebody squished it and kind of stretched it. You do have nice heat extractors here that are gonna help bring out hot air. They did go back to the separate quad tips. So you have 2 tips on one side, 2 tips on the other. It's been a while since they've had that. And then this massive rear diffuser with that wire mesh really looks sinister in the Corvette badge. So zonk in the back, but the rest of the car drop dead sexy. Let's go ahead and check out that Camaro and see what life is still like with the V8 up front. All right, guys, time to take a fast lap around this Lingenfelter Camaro ZL1 1LE. When we come around the bend, besides the extra aero, the satin black hood with that beautiful heat extractor, what are you getting when you go 1LE? You're getting these forged aluminum wheels. So up front, 19 inches in diameter, 11-inch wide on the wheel. Out back, same diameter, 19 inch. The difference is you get an extra inch, 12 inches out back to get more rubber to the ground. Now we're wrapping these wheels with these Goodyear Eagle F1 track specific tires. So very, very sticky tire. These are gonna wear out a lot faster than what is on the Corvette. The Corvette has good tires, but these are more track oriented tires. Forged aluminum wheel, much lighter than cast. 2-piece rotor. So you're gonna notice a larger rotor. That only had 13.3 inch rotors. This has a almost 4 inch rotor that's 2-piece. So that means the hat and the rotor are separate. That's gonna help dissipate heat. Even larger 6-piston Brembo calipers with the 1LE badge. It's gonna squeeze that rotor and just shed speed like a husky sheds hair. Underneath the fenders, there's no magnetic ride suspension. It's a special suspension designed for the track by Multimatic Racing. Lots of great race technology in this particular Camaro. Now, as we go down the side, you got the beautiful ZL1 badge. A lot of history, goes all the way back to the late 1960s. What I am gonna zonk is that we do have the beautiful Anderson composite front end splitter and canards. We still have the regular flat black side sill extension and the mirror caps. It would have been nice to get those in carbon fiber. Love the overall greenhouse of the Camaro. The only downside is when you're inside the Camaro, that's when things feel a little like you're sitting in a cave. But as you flow back with it sitting here, it's absolutely beautiful. When we get to the tail end of the business, here's what we're working with, wheel and tire setup. So we still got those, of course, forged wheels, like I said, 19 by 12. We're looking at 325 on the width. 325, that's like steamrollers back here that's gonna try their best to get the traction to the ground. These tires are obviously wider than what's on the Camaro to help get that stick. Look what we got as we're working our way back. The Anderson Composites carbon fiber rear diffuser. This, when you check off 1LE at the factory, you get this beautiful pedestal style carbon fiber rear wing, produces over 300 pounds of downforce. My only zonk, just like on the Corvette, it's non-adjustable. So let's say you go to Daytona and you're doing a track day, you're not gonna want more downforce, you're gonna wanna trim it out a little bit. You can't do that with this particular car. Other cars like the GT500, you can. Now at the tail end of the business, you have the updated taillights. Never been my favorite, but they're slowly growing on me. I like the front end. They left the front end alone, that's why it looks so good. Lingenfelter badge, let people know that you're packing some extra power. ZL1 badge, I wish that it went over here. Instead of, it just looks like somebody kind of was pinned the tail on the back of the Camaro and threw it out here. But do you see the back of this Camaro? Looks very similar to the Corvette in a way. Take a look, back it up a little bit. As we drop down, you're gonna get your active exhaust, just like on the Corvette. You get active exhaust, you can make them louder, quieter. I say make them loud, piss everybody off. And that massive carbon fiber diffuser, absolutely beautiful. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the point. Let's pop the hood and the hatch and check out the hearts of these two Chevy performance products. All right, guys, I never thought, like I said earlier, that I would see something like this, the mid-engine Corvette. So what are we looking at in the new C8? So remember, this is the C8 with the Z51 package, so that's gonna actually give us more horsepower. You're looking at a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8, 495 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. It's all routed through an all-new 8-speed DCT transmission with an electronic limited slip differential. The car weighs around 3,622 pounds. You are gonna have, like I said, those magnetic ride suspension that is adjustable suspension and electronically adjustable. And think about these times, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, quarter mile in 11.2, and a top speed of 194 miles an hour. I think probably one of the best things is you still get some storage. So you still have some wonderful storage in the back besides the front. But let's go ahead, let's go check out supercharged power. So in this ZL1 1LE from the factory, we're talking about 6.2 liters. This is the LT4 engine. 6.2 liter supercharged from the factory, 650 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. Check out what Lingenfelter, well, not only Lingenfelter, but also ACC, American Carcraft, really just decked out this interior for Dream Giveaway. And what you're looking at underneath that hood is you're now looking at 720 horsepower, 730 pound-feet of torque. The way that they do it over at Lingenfelter, you get a new harmonic balancer, drive pulley, high flow intake, custom engine tune. You're even getting stronger crankshaft bolts and also a 12,000 mile warranty. This particular one has that Tremec slick shifting 6-speed manual transmission, 373 gears out back. The car weighs around 3,883 pounds. Here come the numbers. 0 to 60 in about 2.9 seconds, quarter mile, 10.79 at 134.3 miles per hour. And like I was saying before, no magnetic ride suspension. You're looking at those Multimatic DSSV dampers. But definitely underneath this hood, seeing that supercharger and having the V8 up front, that really makes my heart pitter patter. But why don't we go fire these two up and hear what they sound like. All right, guys, we're inside the all-new C8 Corvette. I know you're at that point where you like to hear price. MSRP, because this one pretty much has every option except for the automatic lift system, you're looking at around $90,000. Now, the great news is Dream Giveaway has a special right now that if you go to dreamgiveawaygarage.com, use the promo code RADIESRIDES. If you spend $25, if you're making a $25 donation, they actually will double your giveaways, your giveaway tickets. So that increases your chances of winning this car. You could have this car. Let's see what you're getting. To the door panels, I love the two-tone color motif. The red with the black, the red stitching, the Bose sound system with the beautiful brushed aluminum. They have elevated their game with the interior in the C8. The carbon fiber there around the switchgear, little small pocket where you could have some race-winning Twinkies, kind of load them in there, but everything else is spot on the money. When you come to the dash, I love the flow, and at first I wasn't loving the divider here, the way the stitch worked, the brushed aluminum. My only zonk are these guys. These little plastic handles to direct the airflow, I feel like they're really cheap and that they might break if you push them too hard. So just something to be aware of. You have all your AC controls. At first I wasn't digging it. I'm digging it now. I love the way everything's driver focused, heated seats, ventilated seats, and then you have that 8-inch infotainment system screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, super clean the way they kind of just integrated it. You have your carbon fiber, of course, nice little bit of a hand rest, a palm rest, and then here's probably the sad news is it's only available with an 8-speed Tremec transmission, no manual. It's a push-pull system, so to put it into drive, you pull. To put it into neutral, you push. To put it into park, you push. The leather is great. You do have 2 cup holders. And then when you get to the back, you have this nice low armrest. Open it up, and you could probably put maybe 2 more Twinkies in there without busting any cream anywhere, because you definitely don't want to get any cream on this interior. USB, USB-C, and an aux jack, and then the seats, absolutely race car ready. You have carbon fiber, the stitch work, the perforated center, power assist for both the driver and the passenger seat over here. Plenty of room. The great news is you actually feel good sitting in this car, especially now that there's no front engine. Why don't you come over to the business end though? I want to show you behind this D-shaped steering wheel of the C8 Corvette. All right, guys, we got that LT2 motor behind my head. You can see how nice the sill is, the Stingray badge. That's the wonderful thing about these newer Corvettes, a lot easier to get in and out of. The bolstering is pretty good. I actually would want a little bit more. And there are 3 different seat options that you can get. Here is the new talk of the town, D-shaped steering wheel. So you have flat on the top, flat on the bottom, some curve there, large paddles to go up and down that 8-speed. You got the Z button. We hit the Z button. Is it time to go to sleep? No, this is the Zora button. The dash totally changes, ready for performance. So you can see that beautiful display there. Nice digital, clear font. You got a G-force meter, your oil temp. You could toggle through a plethora of information there. And I love the carbon fiber surround. They definitely have upped their game on the interior of the C8 Corvette. And me being 6 feet tall, I got plenty of headroom in here. And it's really cool, I'll be honest, to kind of peek over your shoulder and see the heart of your C8 right behind you. It's pretty badass. Why don't we go over to that Camaro and see what Lingenfelter is bringing to the table. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Lingenfelter Camaro ZL1 1LE. Price, you're looking around, I know you're wondering, you're asking yourself, you're looking around $85,000 or so. Like I said, if you go to Dream Giveaway's website, I can help you win this. Type in Radies Rides promo code. You're going to get double the giveaways with your donation, $25 donation. Let's see what you're getting before you receive it for your garage. Door panels. I love the top of the door panel because it's got some beautiful Alcantara. The red stitch work is nice. And then as you work your way down, more Alcantara, more stitching, and then in that silver trim, there's actually some LED lighting which will illuminate at night. This one also has the Bose sound system. When you come from the door panel to the dash, this is the Zonk, hard plastic. More Alcantara though. I love the shape of the AC vents. The placement of the infotainment system is kind of awkward, especially the way they angle it towards you, but it does help with glare. You do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, obviously real easy to get into those features. Ventilated seats, heated seats, and what I like is to adjust the temperature, you actually turn the trim ring. That's a nice touch. The biggest thing I love though is this guy here that you can't get on the C8, that slick shifting Tremec transmission, 6-speed manual transmission, Alcantara shift knob, absolutely perfect short throws. I love this nice brushed aluminum trim. You do have different modes, just like on the C8 Corvette, different modes. You got a 12 volt that's kind of awkwardly placed. I wish it was a little bit closer towards the dash. You have your 2 cup holders, hard on the armrest, and you might be able to get 3 Twinkies in there without squirting anything. Good news is you got 2 USBs, and then they wrap you up with Recaro seats. The ZL1 badge, the stitch work, Alcantara and leather. You do get more bolstering in these seats than in the C8. They are both power for the passenger and the driver. I got plenty of headroom in here. The only thing that feels weird is just the angle of the windshield and just looking out the back. Forget about it. Back, especially with the wing, you might as well just keep looking forward because that's where you want to go. But why don't you come over here? I know this is where you want to go, behind the business end of the ZL1 Lingenfelter Prepped Edition. All right, guys, Lingenfelter Camaro. Not a bunch of changes. There really aren't any changes done to the interior. It would be nice if Lingenfelter put a nice build plate and maybe number his builds and whatnot, but what the talking point is underneath the hood. Love the Camaro badging. You can see how far that side sill extension comes out from the side of the vehicle. You do have those power seat controls. And then you're gonna have that Alcantara wrapped steering wheel, flat bottom, not a D-shaped. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what are the paddles? This is to turn on and off the automatic rev match downshifting feature. It's kind of awkward the way that they have a very high rise to the gauge pod. Obviously cleaner view out the windshield than in the C8. Manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Over on the C8, it is electric. You do get heads-up display on both of them. But the dash, more straightforward and more traditional. Analog tach, analog speedometer. Then you have that beautiful digital display in the center where you could go through a bunch of different information, but super clean, super clear. Let's get to the best part. We're not talking about trunks. I'm not talking about frunks. I'm not talking about a backseat in a Camaro. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take these 2 bad boys for a spin. All right, guys, we're gonna start off with the new kid on the block, the C8 Corvette. I got that 495 horsepower V8 behind me, looking out across that very small frontal area because there's no engine there. You really do feel like you're sitting on the front axle, and definitely where this car wins hands down compared to the Camaro is going to be obviously the new technology and the interior, the materials, the fit, the finish. Even believe it or not, out the windshield visibility is better. Out the back, it's a little bit of a cluster because not only are you seeing the back of the engine compartment, but then also that massive rear wing is really just killing your vision. But we do have that digital rear view camera, which helps us be able to get a clear view, and the side mirrors are great. Now going down the highway, the magnetic ride suspension really reads the road perfectly. Let's do a little acceleration test at speed, just to give you an idea. I'm gonna downshift to second gear, on throttle, here we go. So then 8-speed, very fast shifts. Paddles are easy to get to. I'm gonna keep it in manual mode this whole time since we are gonna be manually rolling through our own gears in the ZL1. All right, guys, we're gonna do a little bit of fun driving, see what this C8's all about. Let's do an acceleration from a dead stop. On throttle, here we go. Love the sound of that V8. Naturally aspirated push rod power. On the brakes. So glad this is Z51 equipped, that's for sure. Nice, good turn-in. Love the balance, the way that the chassis is balanced. I mean, really shows the homework that they've done. Watch through this left-hand bend here. Really, really nice. Look at that. So you're able to communicate well with the car. That magnetic ride suspension is reading the surface of the road. Super spot on the money. Brakes felt good. And overall, for a naturally aspirated engine, you're feeling the power. I mean, here we go. I'll throttle. Around this right-hand bend here. Steady throttle. Nice, crisp downshifts. Like Clorox bleach white on the laundry crisp. On throttle, here we go. Really shifts with authority. Nice and controlled. The power is so linear. Steering feedback is great. I do have it in Z mode, so that's gonna really just allow the car to behave as it should be. America's true sports car. This is still, in my eyes, America's true sports car, even with the mid-engine. But let's go once again through the twisty bits. On throttle. About just being one with the car, even though I'm not getting that rawness from having a manual shifting transmission, I'm still getting that great connected feel and the sensation that you're just one with the car. Definitely, I see why they went mid-engine. On throttle. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You can't hate this car because you just feel so damn good driving it. The question is, let's go back to Dream Giveaway Garage and hop in that ZL1 1LE, the Lingenfelter prepped ZL1 1LE, and see if I have a little bit more of a eargasm and overall bodygasm from that Camaro. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, here we are in the ZL1 1LE. Look at the way she just hugs this turn. Nice, steady throttle on the brakes. Those massive calipers, two-piece rotors. Let's do a little acceleration test, shall we? On throttle, here we go. Yeah, nice launch. Yeah! That supercharger whine. God, you feel so connected to the front wheels. It's like I'm thinking it and the car turns. That's how just totally set up this thing is to be a lethal track weapon. Nice downshifts. The whine from the supercharger is worth the price of admission. Here we go. On throttle. Grip. Woohoo! She feels so good, and just that rawness that you get from being able to just roll through the gearbox. It really just gives you that elevated feeling. And you know what? Quarter mile time, this car definitely is faster quarter mile. If you take it to a track, obviously having that 8-speed DCT is going to allow you to run very consistent laps. I guess the one thing you could always consider is ordering this with a 10-speed automatic. All right, guys, here we are once again. On throttle, here we go. The sound is unbelievable. downright ridiculous. How they're able to produce this kind of power for the road is unbelievable. The grip level is just insane. And the way the transmission is, it's almost like your right arm and hand is actually bolted to the gearbox. That's how nice it is to shift this Tremec 6-speed. And I wouldn't trade it for the world, even for a C8 Corvette. All right, guys, back on throttle. Here we go. Love that supercharger whine. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Where's my towel? This car makes the hair on the back of your neck just stand up. That's what it does, and that's where the Corvette, the Z51 equipped C8 we have, just it's more polished, which kind of numbs it a little bit. If that sounds as crazy as it sounds. Now, yes, if we were to go to Sebring or Road Atlanta or Road America, in the C8, you're going to be able to cut those faster laps because you're just going to be so consistent, especially on long straightaways. But boy, oh boy, the car that I feel puts the biggest smile on my face is the ZL1 1LE. Out of the two, this Lingenfelter prepped car is just unbelievable. Guys, here we go. On throttle, here we go, yeah! God, this car! Unbelievable. It just gives you such a sensation not many cars today can do. And I can definitely feel, hands down, the difference over a standard ZL1 1LE, which remember, standard is 650 horsepower. You could feel the work that Lingenfelter has done. That's no joke. It's not that he just puts on a supercharger pulley and calls it a day. This thing really does the business and is unbelievable. We're gonna wrap this up, get back to Dream Giveaway Garage, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another mind-blowing day here on Rady's Rides. I definitely gotta thank Lori, Blake, Chris, Boomer, the whole crew at Dream Giveaway for allowing us access to these two perfect dreams. If you're a car enthusiast, both of these cars would be a dream to have in your garage. But it really showcases, when it comes to technology, when it comes to overall feel, the C8 Corvette is definitely bang up for the first year. Chevrolet did a great job. One thing though is for certain with this Lingenfelter Camaro, the extra power that he's brought has really elevated the whole experience. And for this guy, the guy with two thumbs, this guy right here, I'm gonna go Camaro on this one. I know that may sound crazy, but being able to row through that 6-speed manual transmission, the sounds of the supercharger, and just how the car made me feel, it brought a little bit more. Now, I know you're gonna put in the comment section, and go ahead and do it, please do. You know, I'll respond. I know we're only looking at a Z51 equipped. There's no Z06 yet. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But for right now, obviously, especially performance numbers, that thing's bringing it, and it's bringing it in a big way. But if it's cars like these that we face off, these two awesome, amazing performance products, you wanna keep seeing more of that on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you wanna help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. We got the all new On Throttle merch. A lot of you have been asking for that. We gotta give it up for Victor out here in the Florida sun. We also popped his cherry. Victor's on a roll. We're popping his cherry left and right. This was his first time in a C8 Corvette, and I know his mind is blown. So I'll help you pick up your brain from all over the street, Victor, in a second once we're done filming, but thank you for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.